Here's the last 24 hours in geopolitics. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said he would attend the planned Trump-Putin summit in Budapest if invited, though he expressed distrust toward Hungary's pro-Russian leadership, urging the US to pressure Moscow while signaling openness to freezing front lines, as EU officials criticized Hungary for hosting Putin despite an ICC arrest warrant and warned it undermines European unity on sanctions. Poland warned that it could be forced to arrest Vladimir Putin if his plane entered its airspace en route to Hungary for a planned summit with Donald Trump, citing its obligation under the ICC warrant, while Bulgaria said it would allow his passage, as a Russian strike in Ukraine's Chernihiv region left 4 deceased and caused widespread power outages amid uncertainty over the ceasefire's future. EU member states are set to approve a bill cutting Russian gas supplies to Hungary and Slovakia, overriding their opposition by using a qualified majority vote that bypasses the need for unanimity, with the measure part of the Repower EU plan phasing out Russian gas contracts by 2027 and ending years of exemptions for Budapest and Bratislava, whose governments warn of price rises as EU leaders argue the payments aid Moscow's war effort. British troops will be granted legal authority to down unidentified drones threatening UK military sites, expanding current electronic countermeasures after recent incursions across Europe, with Defense Secretary John Healey citing Russian drone activity over NATO states and warning that Moscow's increased attacks on Ukraine and nearby countries mark a wider campaign of aggression. The US and Australia signed an $8.5 billion agreement to jointly develop rare earth mining and processing technologies, marking a major effort to reduce reliance on China, which controls most global supply and processing capacity, positioning Australia as Washington's key partner in critical minerals following China's new export restrictions, as President Trump frames the sector as central to US national security and plans further resource deals abroad. US Vice President J.D. Vance arrived in Israel to reinforce the 12-day Gaza ceasefire and push Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu toward talks on a permanent peace under President Trump's 20-point plan, following renewed clashes that left dozens deceased as Washington seeks to keep the truce intact while pressing Israel and Hamas to advance toward disarmament, troop withdrawal, and an international stabilization force in Gaza.